We're back now at 7:44 with a mother and her two children lucky to be alive after their SUV flipped over and caught fire in Milwaukee. In a moment, an exclusive interview with the two brothers who rushed to that family's aid. But first, the dramatic rescue captured on home video. And we should warn you, it is graphic, intense, and dramatic.
Come on! Get right in here! Come on! Push it out! Hey! Come on! Get the window out! Come on! Get the baby out! Look out!
It happened Sunday evening on the streets of South Milwaukee. An SUV flipped on its side and burst into flames. Neighbors rushed to the scene to help.
Careful, it's baby. Where's the fire department? Yeah. Hit it!
Did someone call 911?
They quickly realized that a mother and her two children were trapped in the burning SUV. The wives of two off-duty firefighters, brothers who lived nearby, were driving by and saw the inferno. They called their husbands, who rushed to the scene, getting there before any fire trucks arrived.
Get in!
They were able to get the mother and one child out quickly, but another child was still trapped inside. The brothers wasted no time jumping into the engulfed SUV. But the boy was still stuck, strapped inside. Finally freed, the 4-year-old was badly burned. The off-duty firefighters got a hose from neighbors, and as one brother held the boy, the other doused him with the hose to cool the burns. John and Joel Rechlitz are two of the men seen in that video. They're with us exclusively. Good morning to both of you. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning, Lester.
We should note that the 4-year-old is listed this morning in critical condition, and John and Joel, I see you both have bandages on your hands. You were both badly burned. How you doing?
We're doing just fine.
Yeah.
We're doing just fine.
We'll be okay, hanging in there.
All right. We heard in the setup that you both get this call from your wives who were nearby. You were seconds away. Describe to me what you witnessed when you got there, John.
Well, when we turned the corner onto where the vehicle was, we saw that it was fully engulfed in flames. There were a number of bystanders around the vehicle trying to break the front windshield. And then when we arrived on scene, that's when I exited my brother's vehicle and ran to the front windshield, assessing the situation and realizing that, with the people screaming that there's still somebody inside, that we needed to remove the windshield so we could gain access.
So at this point, had the mother and the first child already exited?
The first child was removed immediately. In fact, Joel's wife was holding the baby. The mother, just as I arrived, she was coming through the windshield, and by me helping to remove some of that windshield, she was able to exit the vehicle.
Right, and Joel, the two of you then decide you obviously have to get to this 4-year-old who is strapped inside. I understand as you're actually in this vehicle, there are parts of it melting. Can you describe what it was like and what the situation that child was in was?
Absolutely, it was horrific. You had the car, it was engulfed in flames, and the child was just inside there screaming, and all I could see was that child's face, it seemed just perfectly fine, but you could see like the car seat around that child was burning, and the child was literally burning in front of me.
Oh goodness!
Which was very horrific, and it compelled you to act. There was no question what we were going to do.
And then you could only spend seconds inside the car each time. John, I know you finally get in there, you call for a knife, and you were able to free the child with a knife. Is that correct?
That's correct. You know, the child was in a booster seat with the seatbelt, lap belt across the child. Both Joel and I were just trying to pull the child out, and you know, it was to no avail. You know, you tried looking for the seatbelt release, and you couldn't find it in the mess. And that's when I came out. I knew exactly what I needed, and I was screaming for somebody to hopefully have something in their pocket. For me, unfortunately, normally I carry a pocket knife in my pocket, and at that time I didn't. So that to me was extremely frustrating, and that I didn't have that readily available. As
we said, that 4-year-old is alive, but in critical condition, alive because of you. And I mean, we should note there were a lot of people who performed heroically, as we saw in that video. John and Joel Rechlitz, gentlemen, thanks so much for being with us, and thanks for what you did.
Absolutely. Thank you so much and for coming out, and thank you.
All right.